Hi fam, welcome to my channel. Let's talk and let's do talk. Let's talk about Kirk Franklin and his son Kerrion. Kerrion was involved in a video that showed him. It didn't show him. You can hear him saying that you're listening to the music of my molester, and he says it, I believe, twice. Okay. Then there is the video that he released with him arguing with his father or cursing at him. And you can tell that there was some previous conversation that preceded Kirk Franklin becoming upset and stating, let me say to you like this, or something to that effect. And then he proceeded with the profanity to emphasize whatever his point was he wanted to make to his son. It's obvious that they were involved in a dispute of some sort, or a conflict, a verbal conflict or disagreement, or they just did not have a meeting of the minds. Now, the whole situation is that these things happen, but do they always happen where a 33-year-old son tapes a conversation between him and his celebrity father, popular gospel celebrity parent? No. With that said and done, so the son opens the way for the public to make comments, criticism, and other feedback on his video. With that in mind, this is the whole thing. Okay? There's a lack of respect. Let's start right there. There's a lack of respect going on. From father to son and from son to father. So why am I saying that? Because the father has to establish it. He can't force it. He can't make his son respect him, but he doesn't have to subject himself to the disrespect. And I think that's what was being stated. You're not going to disrespect me, right? I'll break your neck. But we know that parents will tell you that they don't break your neck. They just frustrated and they're tired of listening to you or hearing you or the actions or behaviors that you are demonstrating. Okay? Especially black parents, ethnic parents, parents with flavor. Okay? They're not going to tolerate foolishness, whether in words or behavior. Does that make it right? We're not here to talk and judge right or wrong. What we need to focus on is that this is a family in crisis. This is a family that not only is going through therapy, but is having some manner of difficulty in their therapy. With that understanding and seeing how the son responded to his father by exposing him as he think he's doing. First of all, his job is a gospel entertainer. Okay? That's a job. And if you didn't know, you should understand and look at it as an entertainer is a job. Whether they're acting, whether they're singing, whether they're dancing, giving news, that's their job. With that understanding, his son took and exposed their conversation between him and his father to the public. But the father did not know. The father was upset. It's obvious that they had some kind of conversation prior, because the father said, let me say it like this. Let me say it like this meant I said it one way before, or I said it this way to you, and you didn't get it. So now I'm going to give it to you a different way. Conversation between a grown man and his adult son, grown son, 33 years old. Not 20, just getting into adulthood. 33. Putting it in context, obviously there's a problem with their relationship. Parent to child and father to son, male to male. We don't know when it began, and we don't know when it will end. What we do know is that the son shared it for everyone to know. If he's been molested, I'm sorry. My heart goes out to you, Kerrion, if you were molested. I'm not saying that you were not. However, you need treatment. And you need treatment in order to begin the healing process, because the way you responded is not like a person who has healed. It is a way that shows you still need treatment in regards to your trauma. That's very important to understand. And you may need treatment for years until you come to terms with the fact that in spite of what has happened to you, you are still valuable. You are still loved by your mother. And you're still important to her. You're still important to your father. He says that he wants to still reach out to you. Now, unless you don't want to reach out to him, your therapy needs to continue. If you feel you want to have therapy with him, it's all good. If you're not ready to, then you're just not ready to, and you can continue on your own. Not that you need my permission. I'm just saying you never know what people have experienced in their walk of life and what their family has went through. So it's important to continue to seek therapy so that you can heal. It's the healing for you is important, because in spite of it all, you're going to continue to grow as an adult. And you have to come to terms with what has happened to you and how you are going to move forward in your life dealing with others. And if you have children, how you're going to interact with them, how you're going to break the cycle, and how you're going to create an environment that is safe for you and for your children. And as far as the situation with your father, if you're not, then he can move forward on his own in therapy as an individual until the point in time come in life where you both can sit down and talk to each other in a respectful manner with the love of God guiding you. And that's critical, that both of you continue to receive therapy, and that as people of the black community, we learn to support what is healthy for our black men. Both of them should be in therapy. That's the key element to be taken away from here. Not going after the son who has obviously experienced a very horrific and traumatic event in his life, but also that his father continued to receive therapy because of the demonstration of their conversation. It was not healthy. Even if you exclude the profanity, it still wasn't healthy. So those things need to be addressed. If those things are addressed, then that both can move forward, whether they do it separately as individuals or work together. Okay? Everything cannot be reconciled. Not when other people think it should be. Sometimes it's left up to God. And that's how simple it is. Now, I remember I saw a video with Tasha K, and Tasha K had said that they contacted him, and he wanted two payments of $37,000. Well, I mean, he should know his worth, and is either you are going to oblige him or you're not. And the fact that he is going after the producer just shows that he is could be promiscuous. I'm not saying he is, I'm saying he could be promiscuous. But it doesn't change the fact. Let me say this, that if he received childhood trauma via molestation, it does not change that fact. Even if his character is not the best, it does not change that fact. What it does is it makes you look at the factors that could cause one to behave in such a manner that you may ask, what would cause an individual to just meet somebody or talk to somebody on the phone and to start having a flirtatious way about them without knowing any history of the other individual? That's critical. Okay? But that in and of itself does not negate veracity or provide or support veracity as far as his statements about being molested. Okay? And he's not obligated to do anything that he doesn't want to do. Not that you were saying that you weren't saying that. I am saying those are his rights. He's experiencing trauma and he hasn't healed from it. So in my mind, observing a lot, listening to a lot, like, what is it you're expecting? Because evidently it's not clear that this person is still experiencing trauma. Okay? Even though he's an adult. And I think that's the thing that need to be looked at, is that this person is still experiencing trauma. And that's why I said he should continue to be encouraged to continue therapy under the care of a therapist, a qualified therapist. So all his needs can be addressed. The assessments that need to be taken or whatever, so that he can get the treatment that he needs. And all the factors of his trauma can be addressed. That's what I've taken away from this. And that his father needs therapy as well, Kirk Franklin. He needs therapy because evidently their relationship has come to a point where they cannot communicate in a way that is healthy and that's productive, not only to each other, but to anyone observing or hearing their conversation. So as a community, we're affected too. So when he put out that video, we're affected. He may not have thought of it like that, but that's why people give their input. Oh, did you hear that video? Did you see it? What? Oh, okay. What's going on? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, people have a lot to say. Some people think it's disrespectfulness and that the father had a right to do that. And maybe he does. Okay? Maybe he does not. But what you can take away from this is that there is an issue between them that's unresolved. And since they're under therapy, therapy has not resolved it as yet. Not at all. And he is showing signs that of his trauma. That's what's being revealed, people. Okay? Take that under consideration. Take that under advisement that you are seeing signs of someone still undergoing trauma. And think about that. Peace and blessings.